Hello, this is Goku for Sim1, and I'm back this time with a request from Cubby Bear, 1989. He wants to know my thoughts on the reboot. What's my vision? What do I want to see in the reboot of Batman after Dark Knight Rises comes out? He wants to know who I want to see casted for Bruce Wayne and for Batman. He wants to know how I would do the Batsuit, the cave, and other stuff related to that. And so I will give, and first villain, of course. And so I'll give, I'll run down each of these, and I might add in a couple as I go. So let's begin with, obviously, the first thing, actors. I have no idea. I'll be completely honest. I did suggest an interesting idea. What if you were to cast two different actors as Bruce Wayne and Batman? They are vastly different characters in the comics. It's somebody portraying one, but I think there's some merit to it, and I think there is a way you could do that well. You would have problems with seeing Batman in the Batcave, but you could always CG his face on it. I don't know. That I kind of have. That I'm kind of weirded about with, but it's just a concept. But I don't usually cast actors unless I go, ooh, that's the actor, and there's very few that I feel that way, so I can't really say actor. Now, Batsuit, well, the Batsuit's kind of interesting. See, the thing with the Batsuit, unlike Spider-Man, is this guy has money. This guy has vast amounts of money, so he can make a really good looking Batsuit. I kind of want a hybrid from the comics, and actually the new film, to where I don't want it to look rubber anymore, like 89 and beyond, 89 up to Batman and Robin. Oh my God, yeah, I don't want that Batsuit. But to be completely honest here, I want it to look like fabric, but I also wanted to have body armor ideas. I think that works. And maybe something very similar to the video game, Arkham Asylum. I think that would be a very interesting concept. Next on the list is the Batcave. I want the Batcave. First of all, I want the style. Let me talk about the style a little bit. And this is going to get into it. First of all is, I want this to go beyond what 89 did, and I want it to look very much like the animated series. I think that in live action would look gorgeous. Sin City, very good example. Make this look pulp. Make this look, it can have technology, it can have computers, it can have cell phones. I don't care. I just want it to look very pulp. That's what Gotham City looks to me. Even modern Gotham City, to me, looks very pulp. I want the cars to look very stylish, and I want them to look very much like that. And this is Batman. You can do high production values. You can definitely spend the money to build stuff and do stuff like that. And I think it would really add to the characters. I want the clothing to be very pulpish. Hell, you could do it for Watchmen. And that's not even considered a DC A property. That's probably a B property. It's a well-known property, but it only had one story. So if you can do that for Watchmen, you can definitely do that for Batman. And I think it would look really cool. Really, really cool. But I also want it to look colorful. As weird as Batman is dark, but I also want it to look colorful, vibrant. I want them to use the colors. Obviously not make Batman colorful per se, but I want the world to look colorful. Nothing like Batman Forever. I don't want neon lights. I just want the world to be colorful and vibrant and really have life in it. I don't really know how to explain that much farther than that, but those are my ideas on that. Beyond that, okay, the Batcave. I want it to look like the animated series, as much as I'm probably going to say this more than once. Make this look so fantastic. Make this beyond reality. Make this look like it's right out of the comic books. See, the Batcave in Batman Begins was very realistic. It didn't have any artificial buildings to it. And I want this to have really, oh my god, how did this guy build this thing? As much as I complain about that, that is part of Batman. See, Batman is one of these things that I complain about things I love. Believe it or not, I do. Because it's ridiculous. But that's who Batman is. You don't question that he did this because he did it. Period. He's Batman. That's the answer for everything Batman. He's Batman. And so that's what I want them to do with that. With the Bat car, the Batmobile. Yeah, I have an answer for this. Ferrari. Yeah, there are images. If you look this up, there are images of the Bat car that looks similar to a Ferrari or a car like that. I would love that to be it. Kind of take a modern-esque type car. And even in this pulp world, Batman can have a car that looks nothing like any other car. I want his car to look so outrageous. And I also would love to see his sports cars, like Batman's or Bruce Wayne's sports cars, to actually look very pulpish and look very 1930s, 1940s sports cars. So when you see this Batmobile, it looks so foreign to this world that it's Batman's car. How did he get it? He's Batman. That would look awesome. I don't want it to look like the animated series. I certainly don't want it to look like any of the movies, period. I want this to look very original and very different. That's my take on the car. I don't much have more. I do want it to be, I would love to see it multiple seaters. Definitely more than one seat. Probably two. I absolutely do want to see Robin and Batgirl in this take. However they do it. Or Nightwing and Batgirl would be fine too. You could even have the entire, you could even have a bigger Bat family. You could even have a Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl. That would be fantastic. Now, the first villain. First of all, I think there needs to be two villains, and I think this needs to be more villains. I think this is, you do need to explore villains that you have never done before, and who would I want? I want Man-Bat. I absolutely want Man-Bat. Does he work for the film I'm creating in my head? I don't know. Killer Croc would be interesting. Beyond that, there isn't a lot. Maybe do Penguin and somebody else with Penguin. That would be interesting. I think they would do an A-list villain with a villain, and because of what they did in the Batman Begins trilogy, I honestly think that there are certain ones you're not gonna see. You're not gonna see these. They won't be there. Not initially, at least. You'll see Joker, and Joker might be in the first film, but if he is, he should just be a side villain. He should not be the A-villain. Beyond that, I doubt they're going to be using Catwoman. I doubt they're going to be using Scarecrow. They might. I doubt it. I doubt they're going to be using Ra's al Ghul, and I don't really want to see these villains either. And I doubt they'll be using a Bane. I think they're going to be going more into other villains we hadn't seen for a while. Maybe Poison Ivy and Man-Bat. I don't know. That would be interesting. Because Poison Ivy is a big enough villain that you can use her as your A-villain. And then you can bring in another villain. Poison Ivy. I don't know who would work with Poison Ivy. But somebody with Poison Ivy. You could just do Poison Ivy. But I kind of want to see two villains. Certainly a new villain. But yeah, I'm going to say Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy for the villain. Definitely Poison Ivy. And then somebody who fits in, maybe somebody minor, maybe Clock King. And no, that's not a joke. Seriously, I think Clock King could be done. Simply because I think Captain Logan said it best. Go watch Blows Himself Up Dude's podcast on ideas for Batman Begins 3 or The Dark Knight or Batman 3 as they called it. Panel where basically Captain Logan throws out the idea of Clock King. That's the villain he wanted for The Dark Knight Rises. The reason being, and this is the brilliance of it, nobody is going to complain that they ruined Clock King. Like how people are going to say, oh, this is not my version of Catwoman. Nobody would say, that's not Clock King. That's not my version. Because Clock King is an open slate, and there's other villains you can absolutely do in this genre. Unfortunately, there are characters you can't do. Well, this was Goku for the Sub 1. I've been rambling on for 10 minutes. So, please leave a comment, video response. Tell me what your thoughts are, and I'll see you next time. YouTube.